My dear CA intermediate students, now in this lecture of RTP discussion of November 22 for CA intermediate, we will look into the activity based costing. Okay. Now, while discussing activity based costing, you should remember two things very clearly. One is the cost pool and the cost driver. Cost object is a product or a service, whatever it is. Now, how this costing is different from absorption costing or overhead costing? Because here the stress is not on the product, but it is on the activity. That is why it is called activity based costing. Say suppose for a research product, number of researches made. Clear? Say for a customer service, number of customer calls made. So these are all the element which see. So which is the cost driver, activity based driver and resource based driver. Say resource based driver and activity based driver are very, very important. Say activity based driver means the frequency in which it is happening. The resource means the number of orders, number of things which are there. So these points you should remember and accordingly allocate the cost. So with the central focus on cost driver, you have to find out the ABC rate and apply those rate as per the activity. Now that is what the crux in most of the questions. And sometimes they may ask the difference between traditional costing and activity based costing. The element in overheads which are included and which one is better. Generally, activity based costing is more accurate and industry follows this method now. Now, let us go through the question directly. The profit margin of baby hair clips company were over 20% sales producing brown and black hair clips. During the last year, green has been introduced at 10% premium in selling price after the introduction of yellow hair clips earlier 5 years back at a 10/3% premium. However, the manager of the company is disheartened with the sales figure for the current financial year as follows. So, the traditional income statement is given in the question. So, there are 4 products, one brown, one black, one yellow and green. Green is the newly introduced one. Okay, now the sales is given material cost, direct labor, overhead 3 times of direct labor and total operating income and returns on sales. So that is, these are all very simple. You know how it is being done. So these are all the data. Now let us go through further. Now it is known that the customers are ready to pay premium amount for yellow and green hair clips for their attractiveness. This is what we have seen here. So for the product attractiveness, they are ready to pay premium and percentage returns are also high with the new product. So that is one element. At present, all the plant's indirect expenses are allocated to the product at 3 times of direct labor. That means you are following traditional overhead costing. Now, from that, the manager is interested in allocating on the basis of activity-based cost to reveal real earner. So, which of my hair clips is giving real income for me? Now, the support expenses are given and all the details are given here. Here, he provides the following additional information for accomplishment of his interest. Incentives to be allocated at 40% of labor expenses, both direct and the indirect. Now, indirect labors are involved mainly in 3 activities. About half of indirect labor is involved in handling production runs. So, production runs, indirect labor half and another 40% required just for the physical changeover from one color to another hair clip to another yellow, because yellow hair clips require substantial labor for preparing the machine as compared to other hair clips. Remaining 10% is time is spent on maintaining records of the products in 4 parts. So one is regarding to production runs, one is regarding to the changeover, another is regarding 10% on the record maintenance. Now, another amount of spent on computer system of 20 lakhs is for maintenance of documents relating to production runs. So 20 lakhs on maintenance. And he see here of documents relating to production runs and record keeping of the 4 products. In aggregate, approximately 80% of the amount spent in the expend is involved in the production run activity, and approximate 20% to keep the records. See, 80% of the amount expend is involved in the production run again, and 20% on maintenance of records to keep the records, is it not? So other overhead expenses, that is machinery depreciation, machine maintenance, energy and other things, no? You see here, these are all incurred to supply the machine capacity and to produce all hair clips. Practical capabilities 20,000 hours, one indication. So sales volume units is given, selling price is given, each variable cost element is given, machine hours are given, production runs are given, and setup time is also given. Now from these detail we have to find out the cost driver and also see this, how the support expenses can be allocated. Now calculate the operating income and operating income as per percentage of sales as per ABC, and state the reasons different operating system income under traditional income and activity based one. Generally, my dear students, as a pattern we can see 10-mark question is generally asked in ABC every year almost, and questions are a bit lengthy also. So while reading itself, you have to remember which one is related to which activity. So the driver you have to connect. Then it is easy to calculate and find out. Only thing is that here the division multiplication is what majorly happens. Okay. So if you understood the cost driver, then it is easy. ABC rate you have to find out, then according to the activity you have to multiply. Say production runs 100, 100, 76, 24. So accordingly, if ABC rate is there, you can allocate the cost for all these 4 products. Clear? Great, students. Now let us discuss the answer very quickly. Now see here the ABC rates, how they have arrived. Calculation of cost driver. Indirect labor, that is indirect labor plus 40% of the incentive, which is 56 lakhs. The allocation is 50, 40 and 10. How 50, 40 and 10? Because 50, they have already given production runs, 40% on changeover and 10% on record maintenance. So overhead cost is distributed like this. 28 lakh, 22 lakh 40,000 and 5 lakh 60,000. So 300 production runs, setup hours and 4 number of parts. So this is how the ABC rate is calculated. ABC rate is calculated. See here, the rate is calculated like this. 28 lakh divided by 300. 28 lakh divided by 300 will give you the value like this, and 40%. Say how this 56 lakh half. So like this allocation of ABC rate. So computer system, machinery depreciation, all these things, these are all 100%. Machine maintenance, these are all 100%. And computer system they have already given 2, 80 and 20. So this is how you remember the question. Clear? If you remember this, then allocation will be very easy. Rate calculation is very, very easy, my dear students. Only you have to identify the setup hours here as the first element here. So 100 into 4, 100 into 1, 76 into 6 and 24 into 4. Because these are all already given in the question. Only you are finding it out here through multiplication. Okay. Now, see here the machine depreciation, machine maintenance and energy, all these things based on machine, because these are all machine related activities. So accordingly the suitable basis or the driver is selected. Am I clear? So how the cost driver is selected, this is the basis. Great, students. Now activity based costing, the number of units already given, sales data, sales, selling price is given, less material cost, less direct labor. These are all easily, and 40% incentive on direct labor directly applied, very easy to do it. So your total sales and your prime cost are adjusted here. Am I clear? Great. Now the overheads. Overheads is what? According to each activity. Now production runs 100, 176, 24. Now if I go through the question, you will be able to see these numbers. Is it not? See here. This is what? See from the question itself, everything is clear. 100, 176, 24. And setup time 4164. 4164. So these numbers you have to remember very clearly, so that calculation and multiplication will be very easy. You can do answers as quickly as possible. Here mostly time consuming because of reading the question. Is it not? So this is how they have allocated. Setup time, the costs are allocated accordingly, and 100% are based, 10% based on the number of parts. Okay, so these are all very, very clear. And computer system 80-20 allocation clear. Machine depreciation is 100%, so directly you can do it as per this one. So every calculation is very, very clearly mentioned, students. Okay, so if you have any doubt in these figures also, please do ask us, because it is directly given. No much calculation is required. And machine maintenance, yes, this is how you need to arrive. Energy also. So total overheads are arrived. Then operating income, that 72,000 minus this one, 72 lakhs, sorry. Here, 72 lakhs, A minus B. So the data is given, and the rate of return on sales is also calculated. So 32.41 divided by the total sales, which is 1.5 crore, 1 crore 50 lakhs. Clear? Now see here, the difference in the operating income under the two system is due to the difference in the overheads borne by each product. So overhead borne by each product. Traditional, we find out an predetermined rate and then we apply. Here we focus on the activity rather than the rate. We focus on the activity, then ABC rate is calculated. So activities are resource based and activity based. You have to be very, very clear on this. Is it not? So the intensity and the frequency you should remember. So cost driver is a very, very important element in ABC costing. You go through the study material illustration, the baby soft one question is there, the practical problem. All these things we have done in the class, my dear students. So if you have gone through the study material illustration, that will guide you a lot. Thanks a lot. Have a nice day.